Many people have clear images of what psychotherapy is. Usually, a patient lying on a couch with a therapist who asks about their childhood and scribbles something down in their notebook. This view of therapy isn't entirely incorrect, but it isn't a complete picture either. The myth that therapy is about finding the root of your problems, which often lies in childhood, usually is not the case. Why do we have this view of therapy? And what is therapy really like? Sigmund Freud, an Austrian neurologist and the founder of psychoanalysis, had many ideas about psychology. One of the most enduring of Freud's ideas is that ongoing psychological distress is caused by early childhood memories, especially unresolved traumas. Many other psychologists have reaffirmed Freud's ideas that childhood memories can provide an important look into our current behaviors and problems. And sometimes this method can be useful. Looking into the origins of our issues can reveal maladaptive behaviors or patterns of behavior that began in childhood. However, therapy isn't always based around looking into childhood traumas or memories. This notion, which began with Freud's theories, was easy for the public to grasp onto. For example, the popular film Good Will Hunting depicts Robin Williams helping a young Matt Damon through his psychological turmoil by finding the root of his problem, his childhood traumas.
He used to just put a wrench, a stick, and a belt on the table and just say choose.
Well, I gotta go with the belt there, Vanna.
I used to go with the wrench.
Why the wrench?
Because fuck him, that's why.
Your foster father.
Yeah. So, what is it, like Will has an attachment disorder? Is it all that stuff? Fear of abandonment? Is that why I broke up with Skylar?
I didn't know you had.
Yeah, I did.
You wanna talk about it?
No.
Hey, Will. I don't know a lot. You see this? All this shit. This is not your fault.
Yeah, I know that.
Look at me, son. It's not your fault.
I know.
It's not your fault.
I know.
No, you don't. It's not your fault.
I know.
It's not your fault.
All right.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Don't fuck with me. It's not your fault.
Don't fuck with me, all right? Don't fuck with me, Sean, not you.
It's not your fault.
As we can see from that clip, Damon confronts his childhood trauma and goes on to be cured of his psychological issues. This intense scene, followed by a magical transformation and happy ending, contributes greatly to our own ideas of psychotherapy. And this trope has been recreated on screen thousands of times. These pop culture views of therapy lend themselves to incredible storylines, but don't truly reflect what psychotherapy is like in real life and have skewed our ideas of it. Unfortunately, it is very easy for us to believe therapy is simply about delving into the past. For example, when I mentioned this myth to my friend Liz, she said that she has always been hesitant to go to therapy because she didn't want to dive into her past unnecessarily. She said that since she had a happy childhood, she was afraid she would be wasting her time trying to find the root of her struggles there. It was very eye-opening for her to learn that this myth isn't true. So, If therapy isn't just based around dissecting our childhood memories, then what is it? Perhaps, fortunately, this question is most easily answered with this. It depends on who you ask. For some, such as psychodynamic therapists, who use some Freudian theory but place less emphasis on unconscious functioning, therapy has very little to do with childhood memories. Alfred Adler and Carl Jung, for instance, discussed conscious aspects of their patients' functioning and focused on how emotional experiences from any part of their lives can influence current psychological distress. Humanistic and existential therapists, such as Carl Rogers, focus on holistic approaches to understanding our emotions and behaviors, and encourage patients to reach their full potential in the present, as opposed to looking into their pasts. Similar to humanistic approaches, Gestalt therapy focuses on encouraging patients to accept their feelings in order to achieve personal growth. Gestalt therapy stresses expression of current feelings and doesn't encourage patients to delve too deeply into their pasts, believing that this is a symptom of reluctance to address current emotions. Behavioral therapists focus on patients' specific life problems and use operant and classical conditioning to help patients find adaptive strategies that they can use in their real lives to deal with issues. Lastly, cognitive behavioral therapists encourage patients to change their beliefs about themselves so that they can develop more healthy behaviors. For both behavioral and cognitive behavioral therapists, looking into the past isn't necessary, as both focus on attempting to change current behaviors. Beyond these schools of thought, there are many other types of therapy that don't focus on the past, and instead work to help behaviors in the present, such as self-help groups, Alcoholics Anonymous, other types of group therapy, and family therapy. Furthermore, most therapists attempt to create personalized plans for their patients based on a wide variety of methods from many different schools of thought. Many therapists focus on behavior and cognitive behavioral therapy as these methods have been shown to be just as effective, if not more so, than psychoanalytic methods, and work wonders for those dealing with mental health issues, particularly anxiety disorders. On the bright side, therapy is incredibly valuable for many people, regardless of gender, age, ethnicity, and socioeconomic status. And although it can be useful to consider our pasts, it is comforting to know that looking forward is sometimes the best treatment.